Ethereum obviously had a very, very good week. In fact, a crazy week. It's up 20% for the week. Like I said, closing in at 3,800 and maybe 4,000 soon. So you may be wondering, well, if Ethereum is doing so well, what about all these other projects that do relate to Ethereum? Okay, and we'll cover some of them. But one of the big things that is being used right now, okay, is ZK Rollups. And basically it's a way for projects to utilize another layer to process information off chain, which basically makes things faster and cheaper, because right now we know Ethereum does not scale very well, right? Even though it's made its move to proof of stake, still can't handle nearly as much transaction as some of these other L1s. That's why ZK rollups are used in a lot of L2s and dApps to help scale Ethereum. And even Vitalik himself had said years ago that he believes that ZK rollups would be the main solution to scale Ethereum. And even himself is trying to roll that in the development of Ethereum to help it scale, right? But in the meantime, we do have a lot of projects already using it. But again, what are ZK rollups? Basically, it's a way that you can batch transactions, okay, off the main chain, in this case, off Ethereum, process on another chain, and then basically just send validation to the main chain that it's been processed and it's been done. So it's another layer. That's why we call it layer 2, right? Ethereum is layer 1, and all these other ZK rollup chains are called layer 2s. Not every L2 is using ZK rollups, but many of them are. For example, Starknet, and they are actually quite popular too. The one that I don't talk a lot about, but Starknet is pretty big. They do have a ton of TVL, and they are using ZK rollups as well. So they're a big one. And another big one I know you guys know of is Polygon. Polygon is also using ZK rollups. In fact, they developed ZK EVM that is being used by other projects right now, right? And basically exactly what it is. ZK EVM is just another layer to help scale Ethereum. But in Polygon's case, it not only helps scale normal transactions, but also the virtual machine, which is basically what processes all the smart contracts. So Polygon is definitely in that space, and there's many others in that space, but they themselves, Polygon 2.0, is also going to be ZK based. So Polygon's kind of in a weird transition right now. They have Polygon, the normal Polygon chain, which they just consider the normal chain. Then they do have their ZK EVM chain, which they do actually license that out to others. And I'll talk about who actually uses them. And they themselves are moving to Polygon 2.0. That's also ZK based. Okay. And that is the big transition. When they're finally ready to do that, they will release another token called the Pole token, which will replace the Matic token, right? So they are definitely moving in that direction. They have spent hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, that's right. Hundreds of millions of dollars to try to perfect this. I remember in 2021, they bought several ZK-based projects to help them with this. That's how much they are banking on this, right? Banking on the fact, well, they want to be the dominant L2 for Ethereum, but they're banking on the fact that ZK rollups and technology will basically solve all the issues in regards to congestion and high gas fees and interoperability, and even also some privacy, because you could use ZK to also have private transactions as well. So you can layer that in too if you wanted to, right? So they're making a big move. So, but in addition, there are many games, okay, that are being used, not only these L2s, but with ZK as well. So I'll get to one of those in a little bit. But Polygon definitely has some big partnerships. Immutable is one of them, right? So look at this headline: $100 million gaming fund between Immutable, this King River Capital and Polygon Labs. So they're trying to utilize ZK not only for like DeFi and just dApps in general, but also into games. Now, I did mention about ZK EVM, right? That's one of the things that Polygon developed and have licensed out. And you know what? Illuvium is also using that ZK EVM. In fact, that's their main chain. They call it Illuvium ZK EVM chain, which is directly from Polygon. They basically licensed it from them. And you guys know that Illuvium, or most of you guys know, that Illuvium is purely a gaming chain at this point. They focus on NFTs and games. That's all they do, right? And they're utilizing ZK for that purpose to kind of make sure that, hey, dApp makers, or game makers in this case, and NFT makers can come on board Illuvium and produce whatever they want without worry about high gas fees, right, from Ethereum. So they have been raising a lot of money recently, 12 million ahead. This is a recent raise of their ecosystem launch, which of course is gaming based. They have also offered 50 million in token rewards to Ethereum gamers. Okay, so just for playing games, just for playing games and using exchanges and trading NFTs, basically just to get people to come on board, right? So they're definitely making a big push right now and raising a whole lot of money, and they are growing by leaps and bounds. They also have something else. They have their passport, which is used in some of the NFT games or games in general, hits 1 million signups, right? And that's why Immutable actually has been doing pretty well. Last year performance up about 240%. So Immutable is definitely one of those projects you need to pay attention to. And same thing with Polygon, except Polygon is going through this weird transition right now where there's a lot of moving parts. So that's why I think they've been stagnant. But Illuvium has definitely been doing well, right? There are other projects that are using ZK technology to scale. In fact, games is one of the big predictions for 2024 from VanEck, right? I covered this before. They made many predictions, but one of the predictions they made is that we're gonna get some kind of breakout blockchain game, right? And that will bring millions of users into the space, and they even listed Immutable X, right? But there are many others that are coming in, and they want to get the users, right? So VanEck, even they are predicting that blockchain games will be a big thing of this year and I guess this cycle.